Yai da da dum. Yai da 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 da. Yai da da da. Yai da da dum. Yai da da yai. Yai da da. Yai da da da. Yai da da da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da da da. Yai da da da. Yai da da da. Yai da da. Ay ay da da. Ay da da dum. Ay ay da da. Ay da da dum. Ay ay da da. Ay da da dum. Ay ay da da. Da 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 da. Ay ay da da. Ay da da dum. Ay ay da ya 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 da 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 da. Ay ay da da. Ay ay da da. Ay ay da da. Yai da dum. Boker Tov, good morning. So good to be here this morning. Well, any morning that we are able to lift one another up in whatever way it is, and sometimes it's just to be present together in whatever way we can. Sometimes that's just enough. That's all that we can do, and that's all that we need. And we need so much more, but if we only realize that we need one another first, we need each other, we need our own selves of whole heart. Many of us are feeling like our hearts are just heavily burdened. And sometimes we just need to be reminded of um, a line from Talmud, from Bava Kama, that reminds us, from Babylonian Talmud, I should say, that reminds us, I will carry the load if you help me lift it. I will carry the load if you help me lift it. I think that so many of us are feeling overloaded, weighted down. The dark cloud just keeps showing itself. Like, when will it ever leave? Somebody said yesterday, or just was a reminder, talking about the weather. I felt like I was in South Florida talking to somebody, because they always talk about the weather. Who said, I think this is the 7th or 8th Saturday that it's going to rain in a row. And I thought, well, the weight of the world is even the weight of the clouds, is even the precipitation, that those clouds can't even hold the weight anymore. I thought, well, if the clouds can hardly hold the weight, how can we expect that we can hold the weight? The weight of the world, that which is unfolding before us, that which is the terrorism that is existing, that which is the burden of heavy heart, of feeling like you can't do anything about it, yet you want to scream from the top of the mountains, please, God, help it, help us, help them, help. We need help. We need an answer. We need a place. 203, I think that's the number. Hostages, help them. Help us to help them find the way. I will carry the load if you help me lift it. We're trying, we're looking for ways that we can help in whatever ways we can, and we have, as we have come together as community, to lift our hearts, to lift our voices, to be together with support and strength for one another. So I share with you a story, and then I'll talk more about this load and helping to lift it, that was heartwarming this morning and also could tear at your heartstrings at the same time. So I drove Ellis to school today, and he goes to a local synagogue preschool. And there used to be one armed officer, retired, I believe, or off duty, whatever they are, security person. There was always one. And then the war started and there were two. And on Shabbat and random patrol, but on Shabbat, we pulled into the parking lot today and there was two undercover officers from the county there. And Ellis, being Ellis, he wanted to see them, which was fine. So we got out of the car. We were the first ones there, which was a miracle, a Shabbat miracle in itself. And we get out of the car, and he wants to see them. So I think he just wants to see the car, whatever it is. And his infinite wisdom, he's always looking to do something. And we walk over there, and the officer, they had the window open like this much. And so they open the window all the way. And they say, "Good morning, buddy." And he said, "Thank you for keeping us safe." Unscripted, unpracticed, unrehearsed, words not given by me. He just saw the police officers in his school parking lot and wanted to thank them for keeping him safe. I would say that it's an opportunity for parental bragging rights, but it just is who this kid is. As rambunctious and wild as he is, his heart is a heart of gold. And so there's beauty in that. And then as a parent, you pull into the parking lot and you're thinking to yourself, ugh, the weight of the world is showing up here in this parking lot to say that we need to have 4 armed officers for a small synagogue preschool to ensure the safety on Long Island. That's the tearing of the heartstrings, but the reality of the world that we're living in. And thank God for them that they're here to protect us. But the weight of the world is heavy. So, in this piece of Talmud, in this piece of one line, 92b, I will carry the load if you help me lift it. This is both practical and powerful. Practical, of course. If 2 people lift something up, it's obviously less weight, easier. But powerful from a spiritual standpoint, it's difficult to navigate the world alone. And as I said yesterday, the day before Wednesday, that there's something that's providing some solace. There's something that's providing some warmth to my heart, which is the Jewish community at large coming together to see each other in the light of what is going on in the world, putting our own individual lights together so that there'll be some more lights, a collective light. And so whether this text is like referring to God or a friend or both, burdens are diminished when they're shared. I don't know if I love the word diminished. I think lessened might be the way. I was thinking about what I was going to talk about this morning, and I'm scrolling through social media. I'm sitting at a traffic light, and then I see in Washington Square Park they turned one of the fountains into blood, which says in chalk, I think it was chalk, I don't think it was actual paint, "Free Palestine." If for 1 minute people are thinking that we as Jews or Israel as a country wants to see innocent lives die, then obviously they're mistaken, just like the fake news that we're seeing all over the place. Our burden, our hearts are hurting for all of Israel, the entire place. Terrorism is happening. Palestinians are dying too. Jews are dying too. Muslims and Christians and babies and old people and all in between are dying. This is a war. a raging war of terrorism. And so our burdens are not going away, but knowing that we have the heart of Am Yisrael Chai, the heart to say that we have a heart, that we are doing all that we can together to open the eyes of others. For loads are lighter when more than one person lifts them, no matter how heavy the burden. And it takes far more energy to lift than it does to carry. But the help and support doesn't always come on its own. Sometimes we have to ask for them, just like all of the different organizations around are asking for help. They're asking for help because their boots on the ground are helping victims, are helping hungry, are helping homeless, battered, displaced, missing families, burials, all of these things, supplies. They're asking. They're asking for prayers from our hearts. They're asking for things tangible. They're asking for funds. And we, as one collective people, are doing just that. That ask is hard because no one wants to be at war. No one wants to feel that there's not enough supplies, there's not enough service people, there's not enough. But we are in a battle zone. The reality is that we cannot do it alone. The reality is that together we're facing this war. Together we're facing the burden of cracked open hearts at the loss of life, the hostages that are. We cannot do this alone. It is critical. The elements of this are critical to Jewish life. We require community. There is recognition, particularly on the idea that really hard stuff cannot be done alone. So this is our reminder. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You never know what angels will appear on earth, bringing blessing from afar. All of you are angels. All of you are angels, for we are coming from afar, from our own places, to this place, to lift up love, to pray for continued life, to pray for healing in fractured places, to realize that we cannot hold this alone. And so tonight, at 6 o'clock, we hope that you will join us in our Zoom room. That information is going to be sent out. To light Shabbat candles, to light up Shabbat, to feel like we are together in community, bringing our own individual lights from our homes to light up the world in hope, in healing, in light, and in love. And at 7:30, we'll be back here on YouTube and on Facebook Live to make sure that we bring in Shabbat together, the little bit of respite that we get while the others are out there fighting for us, for our people, and for our survival. Thank you for joining me this morning, Bonnie and Linda and Bet, Elisa, whoever else is out there, because I see the numbers, but I don't see the people. The names checked in. Know that you are a blessing and you are an angel for lifting this burden together. 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 We are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you tonight at 6 o'clock to light Shabbat candles, and then 7:30 for services. There's lots of things coming. The newsletter should be out in about before noon so that you can share it with all of your friends. Let's hope that they will come from their homes into our Zoom room to light up Shabbat together at 6 o'clock as well. Today I have this sweatshirt on. You know, I never wear sweatshirts because I'm always hot. But this sweatshirt came from a student, Ryan Hunter, who played lacrosse for Israel. And Rabbi Jay got to go and watch him play, all of those great things. But I was gifted this sweatshirt, so I thought today I would pull it out and represent a little bit of the love that we have for the country and for our people, Americans, who show up to bring beauty also to our homeland. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Let's carry the burden together. Yai, yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Hi dai 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 dum. Yai dai dai dai. Yai dai dai dum. Yai dai 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 dum. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Shabbat Shalom. I look forward to seeing all of you at 6 o'clock and then 7:30. Let's be together. Let's add some light into this world. Let's hold on. Let's take care of our hearts, our hurting, our breaking, our worried, our sorrowful hearts. Shabbat Shalom.